This is the Getting Into Alignment podcast. Here we play in the quantum world of possibilities. If you desire it, you get to have it. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. I'm a business coach and spiritual teacher for women in business. I'm here to help you unlock your personal power and tap into your magnetism so that you can manifest the most incredible life for yourself and build the business of your dreams. These episodes will help you plug into the energy of infinite potentiality and teach you the tools you need to play in this world where limitations don't exist. On this podcast, I'll be talking to you about energetics, mindset, embodiment, spirituality, money, and business. Everything that you want is on the other side of you getting into alignment. Do you want to have the freedom to design your own life? Are you ready to know that you have the power to create any reality that you desire? If so, Alchemy of Manifestation, my manifestation community, is designed to help you manifest anything that you've ever desired. Within this year-long membership, you will learn proven techniques to gain the abundance, success, and happiness that you've always desired. You're going to learn to tap into the power of the universe so that you can alchemize any reality that you've ever wanted. Not only will you learn to manifest your new reality, you'll also learn how to build a new identity so that you become the person who effortlessly, energetically aligns with all of their desires. So if you're completely ready to transform your life and unlock your full potential, then join Alchemy of Manifestation today and you can start manifesting everything you've ever desired. Welcome back to the Getting Into Alignment podcast. I'm your host, Alexa Ray Smith, and we are on day 4 of my 30 days of manifestation podcasts. Today is going to be a shorter episode because honestly, I've got a busy schedule today. And I'm going to make it short, sweet, and potent for you. So one thing that I have found that people that consistently manifest their desires easily and effortlessly are able to do is they're able to play in the realm of their imagination and allow their frequency to be raised while they play there. The people who have a difficult time manifesting anything or are inconsistent manifestors are the ones that are completely attached to their current reality. So what do I mean by that? I mean that if you wake up every single day and instead of having a morning routine, instead of meditating, instead of visualizing, instead of deciding how you want your day to go for you so you get yourself into the highest vibrational frequency possible before you start your day, that's what consistent manifestors do. And it might not be the same exact thing every day, but they are intentionally deciding what mindset and what energy they're going into the day with. While I find that 99% of the people are doing the exact opposite. What the majority of people tend to do is they wake up and they start their day on autopilot. They just go through the motions. They expect that today is going to be another terrible day. They continue to think their thoughts of lack and scarcity and fear and doubt and worry. So instead of becoming a conscious creator and getting into a creation state in the morning, they are getting into a reaction state. And these are the people that are typically just frustrated going about their day. If you're familiar with human design, these are the people that are operating in their not self theme the majority of the time. So frustration, anger, disappointment, and bitterness. And that's where we see the collective is still at. Though I'm so excited that the majority of people are waking up now and going through their spiritual awakening, there's still a lot of people who are giving their power away at all times. And the thing is, if you're feeling powerless, how can you co-create a magnificent reality? Like, there's literally no way to. The math is not mathing. And that's what I find a lot of people are doing. Quite frankly, a lot of people are waiting for something to manifest in their reality that's going to save them. They're waiting for $1 million to show up. They're waiting for the love of their life to show up. They're waiting for the client to show up. They're waiting for something to show up, something miraculous that's going to change everything for them. And then when that happens, they'll be changed. When the work is always changing yourself, and because you have changed, your outside of reality changes. Now, if you've been listening to all of these podcasts, you're seeing that there's an overlap. And the one thing that's always consistent with people that manifest and people that don't consistently manifest their desires is there is an intentionality and a consciousness behind it. There's a lot of people that really will just allow themselves to play the victim, and they'll allow themselves to stay stuck in this problem frequency, and they'll just complain and woe is me the whole way without realizing that the way you transform is by taking accountability in the moment. And that means consciously raising your frequency. That means doing things for mindfulness that are going to help your mindset. That means doing the subconscious reprogramming. That means regulating your nervous system. That means recoding your cellular DNA. These things aren't sexy to talk about, but these unsexy processes are what get you to the very sexy material manifestations. And this isn't about material manifestations. As I talked about yesterday, if you actually create happiness inside of yourself and you start generating the frequencies and the feelings that you want to feel, you're not going to need anything outside of you. It's all just going to be a fun game at that point, because it's like, okay, I'm the master of my reality, so what do I want now? And it just gets to be fun and exciting, and there's no pressure, and it's all playful. But if you don't do these initial steps to become the person who is able to co-create the reality, then you're going to feel like you're just beating your head against a wall, or you're that hamster on the wheel that's running themselves rampant, but they're not getting anywhere. And it's because you're probably going about your day as the exact same person that you were yesterday. And that is major, because again, like, it's always going to come back into the quantum realm, and the only moment that exists is right now. So if you're carrying the frequency from yesterday, you're literally pulling yesterday into this moment. So how could anything be different, right? That's why Albert Einstein said that you can't solve the problem from the frequency the problem was created in. And that's not verbatim, but that's basically what he was saying, is you have to change your energetic state to get different results, right? That's why he also said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I find that a lot of people, when they're practicing manifestation, are acting insane. They are waking up day to day, doing the exact same fucking things, speaking the same words, thinking the same thoughts, eating the same things, getting the same lack of sleep, overstimulating themselves, all of the things, and then they're wondering why things haven't manifested. And my question is always, how have you changed? Okay, so you want to manifest this thing, but how did you change? Because if you didn't change, how are you expecting your outside world to change? Ultimately, the work is always going to be on yourself, and people don't want to hear that, and that's what I'm just going to keep repeating, because that is the key. To create a life of your dreams, you have to create the person of your dreams, and you have to become them now. And that means intentionally. When I wake up every day, there are some days, I have a puppy, you guys, like sometimes she wakes up early, and sometimes I am frustrated because then I have a puppy in my bed and it's early and she wants to play and I'm not ready to get up, and so it's like messed up my sleep routine. It would be so easy for me to wake up and go, well, I'm just gonna be in a grumpy mood today because I got no sleep. Gaia woke me up, and then she did this, and I had to clean up pee this many times before it was even 10 o'clock, and blah, blah, blah. I could easily just call it a wash, and I could sink into this day is gonna suck mentality. But I don't do that because I know that I'm the only one creating my reality. I can't blame the outside world. I can't blame my puppy. I can't blame anyone other than me. And yeah, that's a little hard to hear at first, because then you're like, wait a minute. I'm fully responsible for everything that's happened to me. And it's like, yes, some of these are karmic lessons, some of these are soul lessons, some things you asked to go through so that you could transcend and integrate a higher part of your consciousness level so that you can vibrate at a higher frequency in this lifetime. And the day-to-day things are sure as fuck your responsibility. And the only way that you can change the things that are happening to you is if you change who you are and how you operate day to day. We're all waiting for this like magic code. We're all waiting for some piece of information that's just gonna like click in and then everything's just going to transform. But that's not how it works. For the majority of people, the way that they manifest their desired reality is they start doing this work of becoming conscious, of becoming aware of their frequency, of becoming aware of their mindset and working through it. And day to day, choosing a healthier option, day to day, making more space for themselves, day in and day out, eating healthier, drinking more water, going to sleep earlier, getting more sleep, not sleeping with any technology in their room, like all of the things that I have such insanely high standards in my personal life that I forget that a lot of people just don't. And in order for me to get to where I am now, it had to start with me start doing biohacking, with me starting to integrate more wellness into my life, for me having healthier lifestyle in general, for me not partying all the time, not really drinking alcohol. You know, there were shifts that I had to make to become this woman right now. And there are shifts that I still will have to make to become the woman that I desire to be. And for me, it's all perfect because I'm always growing in evolution and I'm always looking for opportunities to meet myself at a higher level. I'm never looking for excuses to stay small. I'm never looking for reasons to play the victim. I'm always taking awareness and taking accountability. And sometimes that looks like, girl, get your fucking shit together. And I have to like be real with myself and call myself out. And that's why I'm such a phenomenal coach, because I call myself out on my blind spots as soon as I see them. And I don't allow myself to entertain those stories, those narratives to play there. And I shift quickly. And what's so beautiful about that is when you're in my world, I also don't allow you to entertain your bullshit. I call you out on your blind spots so that way you can have that uncomfortable processing where you're like, oh, yeah, that is me. Okay, what do I need to clean up so that I can show up differently? What habits do I need to clean up so that I can have a healthier life? What shifts do I need to make in my friendship, in my environment, in what I'm eating? There's so many things that go into how you are able to manifest. And a lot of it isn't ever talked about in the manifestation community because people are too busy trying to teach you a 369 method, which I think I've said on the podcast before, but Nikola Tesla has to be rolling in his fucking grave with the amount of people that are doing that dumb ass method and expecting their lives to change. It's not a method that's going to make you a conscious manifester. It's you becoming consciously aware of how you're manifesting so that you can clean up your unconscious manifestations, and so that way you can become a conscious manifester. It's really about the day-to-day moments. Like, we're looking for all of this magic, but when we start finding the magic in the mundane and realizing that how you wake up every day, how you carry yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you speak about your life, how you speak about your business, how you speak about the things that you desire. Are you even speaking about the things that you desire? Or are you keeping them in your head and then you're speaking the exact opposite when you're going out and living your life? That's another thing that I find a lot of people are doing. They're not cleaning up their environment. They're hanging around people with shitty mindsets, with shitty money beliefs, with shitty habits, and then they're wondering why they're living this duplicitous life because they're trying to change themselves and better themselves, but they're surrounding themselves with people who aren't doing the same. And for me, that is something that I absolutely had to do. I had to clean up all of the people that I hung out with. I had to clean up my shitty mindset. I had to clean up the things in me that were making me vibrate, feel, and think in a way that I didn't want to feel. And I have the power in every moment to do this. Am I human? Yes. Do I need days? Yes. And I still am consciously intentional about when I need time and why I'm giving myself time and what I'm allowing myself to do, think, and how I'm allowing myself to behave in those moments. It sounds exhausting when you're like, oh my God, but I have to change everything in my life. And it's like, well, technically, if you've been living a healthy lifestyle, you don't have to change everything. You would have already started living a healthy lifestyle. So these are just micro shifts and pivots. If you're someone who's not living a healthy lifestyle, then quite honestly, you can't wonder why you're not manifesting your desired reality. If you are drinking soda all the time, if you're not hydrated enough, if you're not eating a nutrient dense diet, if you're eating a bunch of cheese and a bunch of meat, like, duh, of course you're not manifesting, because your body feels like shit. And that feedback loop that we talked about is literally your gut brain connection, your vagus nerve. That is the biggest nerve of your nervous system, and your vagus nerve connects your brain to your gut, and there's a gut health relationship. If you have shitty eating habits, if you have shitty health habits, you will have a shitty mindset and shitty thoughts. I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you, because I want you to manifest your desired reality now. And the way that we do that is by not sugarcoating things. In my world, I'm going to tell it to you like it is, because you're either here because you can handle it, or you're here because you're about to work through it and process it. And I trust that you're ready. I trust that you're ready to expand. So while you're busy looking at all of these things outside of you that you could be doing to manifest your desired reality, I really encourage you to look at who you're being, how you're showing up, how you're feeling, how you're thinking, and how you're moving in your day-to-day life. Because that right there is going to give you so many more clues and so much information for you to move with, for you to process, for you to shift. It's not about always what's going on in your external world. It's about what's going on in your internal world, so that you can realize how that is already manifesting your external reality. And when you realize that how you're living right now is a reflection of how you've been feeling and thinking in the past, and if you don't like where you are right now, one, find joy in it like we talked about yesterday, and two, realize that it's because of who you were in the past that created this current moment. So you have to be someone different now. You have to, and I'm not saying like go out and throw out all your clothes and dye your hair and become like a 2.0 version of you. I mean, literally looking at, what are you planning on eating for your next meal? Are you going to grab water? Or are you going to grab coffee? Are you going to go outside for a walk? Or are you going to scroll on TikTok? Are you going to start writing the book? Or are you going to watch everyone else's Instagram stories? Are you going to launch the business, or are you going to spend all of your time dreading that job that you hate and you have to go to? Every moment is a conscious choice. And if you're not consciously choosing, your unconscious is choosing for you. And as we talked about yesterday, your unconscious was programmed by people who probably are not living your desired reality. So you have to clean that up. And the best way for you to really notice what your unconscious beliefs are is to look at how you're moving, how you're living, how you're thinking, how the stories you're entertaining, like who you are in the day-to-day moments. That literally is going to give you everything that you need to be able to realize, okay, well, duh, because if I think like this, and I've been thinking like this for the past 20 years, and thinking like this has gotten me this, then obviously my thinking is the problem. So now you know, like, okay, this is a thought that I need to work on cleaning up. And when it comes up, I'm not going to buy into it anymore. I'm not going to allow this to be the narrative that I play out. This consciousness, this you choosing in the moment. And when you go unconscious, you're human. Don't judge yourself. Don't shame yourself, because that's not going to help. Just notice when you've gone unconscious and say, wait a minute, I'm thinking that thought again, and I don't want to think that. That's not useful to getting me where I want to go. Wait a minute, I'm feeling that feeling again. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just my mind tripping me out. I'm not going there anymore. I'm going to shift my frequency by. So it's like, what can you do in the day-to-day moments so that you can clean up your mindset, your energy, your frequency, your vibration, your embodiment, all of these things? Because really the conscious manifestors are the ones that are embodied. They are the ones that day in and day out who they're being, what they're doing matches what they're getting in their life. And especially as a business owner, right? If you think that, or if you feel like when you're in your business, you have to be some type of person or be some sort of way, and then when you're out at your business, it's a completely separate thing, that's going to cause an incongruency. And that is not something that we want, especially if you're a service provider, especially if you're a coach, especially if you're in the personal development world. You need to be in congruency, and who you're being outside of your work should match who you're being when you're in your work, because that's when it's not going to feel like you're trying to manifest. It's that every day you're showing up with the intentionality to become the best version of yourself, and anything that shows you that you're not is an opportunity for you to transcend it and to choose differently. All right, I am going to leave that one here. Let me know how these podcast episodes are going for you. And if you want to share this, I highly recommend sharing it to anyone on your Instagram stories. If someone does not have Apple Podcasts, I am uploading all of these episodes to my YouTube channel. So go to my website, alexaraysmith.com, and you can find my YouTube link, or I forgot that YouTube has direct links now. It's youtube.com/alexaraysmith. My username on YouTube is @alexaraysmith. All right, I love you guys so much. And if you are ready to manifest your dream reality, then get into Alchemy of Manifestation. Like, what are you doing not even in that portal yet? Because literally the second you get in, you get access to everything, which means 11 plus hours of content, 16 practices. They will all help you regulate your nervous system, rewire your mind, recode your cellular DNA. This is everything I wish existed when I started learning manifestation, because it's everything in one place. I'm not separating it out and teaching you like one thing and then having you come somewhere else. No, this is the manifestation portal that's going to teach you everything that you need to know. Yes, I go deeper in the quantum realm in my new program, Upcoming Quantum, and there's still a bunch of quantum information in AOM. So if you haven't jumped in yet, you're going to want to do yourself a favor and jump in right now so that you can start manifesting all of your desires. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're ready to go deeper and to get into my world, you can go to my website, alexaraysmith.com. You'll find all of my current programs on there. If you're desiring to get mentored by me, then the best thing to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram, and we can talk about mentorship options and which one's the best fit for you. If you're absolutely loving this podcast, please go rate it 5 stars and let me know why you're loving it. This will help me share the podcast with more people. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and until the next episode, keep manifesting the most incredible life.